Meeting is going to open up at 6:10 p.m. The 597th meeting of the Board of Trustees will come to order. Please rise to salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Trustee Drucker, if you'd be kind enough to call the roll.
Certainly. Anthony Granaccio. John DeGrace.
Here.
Arnold Drucker present. George Gordon.
Present.
Linda Green.
Present.
Wanda Jackson.
Present.
Edward Powers.
Present.
Donna Tuman.
Present.
Kathy Weiss.
Present.
Jennifer Borzum.
Present.
Mr. Chairman, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. First point of order before anything else, I'd like to introduce the new student trustee for the 2016-17 year, Michael Hilt. Welcome, Michael. You have tough shoes to fill here with Ms. Jennifer. All right, so I request that the board go into executive session pursuant to Section 105 of the Open Meetings Law of the State of New York for the following purposes: the medical, financial, credit, employment history of a particular person or corporation, or matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation. 2, to interview candidates for the position of president of Nassau Community College, and, if appropriate, selecting the president of Nassau Community College and recommending the selection to the Board of Trustees for the State University of New York for its approval. Do I have a motion?
I make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any against? Motion carries 10-0. We will see you later. I expect probably around 9:30 to 10 p.m. Board's going to resume at 10:35. Please rise and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Trustee Drucker, would you be kind enough to call the roll?
Yes, certainly. Anthony Granaccio unfortunately had to go home. He was not feeling well. John DeGrace.
Present.
Arnold Drucker is present. George Gordon.
Present.
Linda Green.
Present.
Wanda Jackson. Edward Powers.
Present.
Donna Tuman.
Present.
Kathy Weiss.
Present.
Jennifer Borzum.
Present.
Mr. Chairman, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much, Trustee Drucker. Let's just go right now. Do I have a motion to approve the April 12th, 2016 minutes?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries 9-0. I'd actually like to take 1 second before we continue with the order of business. We've had for the last year our student trustee, Jennifer Borzum, and I'd like to make a presentation to her. So the Board of Trustees and the President of Nassau Community College are pleased to award this recognition of outstanding service to Jennifer Borzum for her contributions to the board during her tenure. We gratefully assign our signatures on this 12th day of May 2016. Let's have a round of applause for Jennifer. Would you go through the reports of standing committee? Dr. Wesley, would you kind enough to do the first
I would be
resolution?
happy to. One whereases and resolutions.
Yeah, let's just do whereas and resolutions.
Whereas college's current food service agreement expires at the end of May, and upon issuing a request for proposals for a new vendor, college has chosen to award the new food operations contract to Culinart Inc. Whereas Culinart has committed to making an initial capital investment of up to $1.5 million into food service operations at Nassau Community College, with the college holding the title to the newly purchased equipment and being responsible for depreciation of the cost of this equipment over the term of the contract. Resolved that the board herein authorizes for the college to enter into agreement with Cullen Art for food service operations, wherein college's equipment depreciation costs will be credited to the Cullen Arts Commission obligations to the college.
Do I have a motion to consider this item?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Trustee Drucker, would you be kind enough to read the...
Yes, certainly, Dr. Gordon. Resolved that the Nassau Community College Board of Trustees hereby approves an operating budget for the fiscal year commencing September 1st, 2016, in the amount of $211,672,134. And be it further resolved that the Nassau Community College Board of Trustees recommends the adoption of the college operating budget by the Nassau County Legislature and the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York.
Do I have a motion to consider this item?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Parrish, second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any against? Motion carries 9-0. I have a request for Mr. Muscarella. We have a $211 million budget. Does that include air conditioning up here before we all die?
Yes, but it's been too cold to put it on yet.
Okay.
What's that? It's on in the winter. That's the
Yeah, all right. Trustee Powers, would you be kind enough to read number 3, please?
3, resolved that the Nassau Community College Board of Trustees establishes a tuition and fees schedule to be effective for the academic year 2016-2017. Within there shall be an annual increase of $334 in full-time tuition and $14 in part-time tuition commencing with the fall 2016 semester. In addition, there shall be an increase in the technology fee of $70 for full-time students and $25 for part-time students per semester, and an increase in the applied music fee to $200 per semester, commencing with the fall 2016 semester. And be it further resolved, that the tuition and fees schedule be forwarded to the State University of New York for approval.
Do I have a motion to consider this item?
I make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Trustee Chipman, thank you. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any against? Any abstain? Motion carries 9-0. Trustee DeGrace, would you be kind enough to read number 4?
Sure, thank you. Resolved that the rental fee be waived for the use of the Nassau Community College multipurpose room in rooms 251 and 252, 253 in the College Center building for the purposes of a job fair and career opportunities sponsored by County Legislator Kavan Abrahams on June 28, 2016 from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And be it resolved that all associated personnel and maintenance costs will be borne by the user.
Do I have a motion to consider this item?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any against? Motion carries 9-0. Jennifer, I'm going to ask if you could do for your last action here on promotions.
Okay, resolved that pursuant to the terms of the faculty collective bargaining agreement and upon the recommendation of the college-wide promotion and tenure committee and the college administration, the faculty members named herein are hereby promoted to the title and position as indicated herein effective September 1st, 2016.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the names, forgive any of the misspellings. I'm going to have Donna Bacon in Hyper, Barbara Barnard, English, Betty Borowski, Biology, Ellen Bonkin, Math, Rhonda Casiola, Marketing, and Cubetta, Hospitality Services, Jared Ganson in Math, Kerry Gold in Reading, Roseanne Humes, Library, Suzanne Kavenick in English, Shailin Ling in Math, Jay Martin in Math, Barbara McFadden in Nursing, Chris Merlo in Mathematics, Jean Miller in Reading, Joe Pescatori, Marketing, Darren Petronella in SPS, Paul Rosa in English, congratulations Paul, Andrew Shop in English, Chris Schwartzman in English, Judy Suh in SPS, Robert Totter in Art, Francis Viskovich in Physical Science, and Elizabeth Wood in Sociology. Those are full professors. Let's give them congratulations. I'm now going to read the list for promotion to Associate Professor, and we have Nancy Barker in Sociology, Susan Beganskis in Marketing, Linda Bois in Hospitality, Tom Brucker, Physical Sciences, Caroline Falconetti in Accounting, Elizabeth Gaudino-Goering in Psychology, Roseanne Gonzalez in Biology, Charles Hicks, Chemistry, Heather Huntington, Math, Lisa Corman in Psychology, Mary Lannon, English, Johanna Mastrotoro, English, Susan Mara, History, Charlotte McBride, Art, Alfredo Melasci in Chemistry, Christine Rao in English, Michael Reidinger in Math, Paul Schmidt, Criminal Justice and Fire Science, Nicole Simon, Engineering, Mary Ann Snow, Nursing, F. Scott Walden, Philosophy, Gerald Wingster, Mortuary Science, Birgit Wilker, Biology, and John Woods in English. And again, all for our congratulations to these. Do I have a motion to consider this item?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Who made the motion?
Dr. Weiss and Dr. Jackson was the second.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson.
Dr. Jackson.
If we're up here, we're all doctors. All in favor?
Aye.
Any against? Motion carries 9-0. We're going to go to the report of the interim president.
Thank you, Dr. Gardner. Hello, everybody. First, congratulations to the 24 new professors and new assistant professors. The letters are signed. I think they're on their way already. You should have them hopefully this week. Congratulations also to the 2015-16 Scholar Athletes who've been named by the Chancellor. Just came out today. Nassau Community College had as many Scholar Athletes as any other institution in New York State. And they were Josh Antoine in wrestling, Reese Dalton, men's soccer, Ashley Davis, softball, Gabriel Moultrie in football, Raymond Scherer, men's golf, Lauren Stencil in volleyball. Congratulations to those students. And best of luck. I hope I'm not slighting any of the other teams, but we have two teams that are engaged in competition this week. Our baseball team is seeded number 2 in the championship round, and our lacrosse team is seeded number 1 and on their way up to Onondaga Community College. Good luck to both of them, and hopefully there'll be lots more games ahead for them. I'd like to congratulate the new members of student government who I met with the other day. They came up and Juliana introduced me. We had a very nice conversation, talked about their high school experiences, talked about their heroes, talked about what they hope to accomplish, and also met the new student trustee who was introduced earlier tonight, Michael Hiltz. As was said, Michael has big shoes to fill with Jennifer leaving, but we look forward to welcoming Michael and having him serve on the board. Congratulations to a faculty member. We have a new doctor in the house. I'd like to congratulate Dr. Craig Wright, who achieved his doctorate. Congratulations, Craig. Dr. Wright, congratulations. And I would like to briefly speak about the budget. First, thank you to the board for supporting the recommendation that we made, but also thank you to Ina and her entire staff, many of whom are here. Budgets are hard to put together. And it took a lot of work, many months of work, and thank you also to the entire cabinet. I know we labored over this as well. I said some of this before. I apologize if some of you were here and are hearing it again, but I do think it's pertinent. I think it's very pertinent. The challenge that we faced, as you all know, was an anticipated 5% decline in students. A very small increase from the state, but much appreciated. No increase from Nassau County for the 8th year in a row. And a $10 million gap between expected revenues and expected expenses. We had to close that $10 million gap. And in doing so, we've taken some, I think, some bold moves. We hope, obviously the board has supported them. We hope the county executive will. We hope that the legislature will, and we believe that SUNY will. We are going with a very large tuition increase, $334 tuition increase, and with all the fees added in, it's a total increase of about $394. Came close to that JCPenney model of we were going to go with $399. We thought that would be a little too obvious, but clearly, that 4 is a different number than a 3. So we kept it in the high 3s, and it is as high a number as we are comfortable recommending and believing that we can gain support for it. So we went as high as we could, and because we did that, I know that there's been some concern, and I've certainly had that concern as well. I had to sign 24 letters earlier this winter to some members of the faculty who were on temporary lines. And while they knew that their position was ending in June, I felt obligated to let them know that the budget was a problem this year, and I did not know what their status would be. I'm very pleased that by way of this budget and by way of the tuition increase, we will be able to keep 16 of the 24 temporary lines that were otherwise at risk. Now remember, that still needs the approval of the county executive and the county legislature and ultimately SUNY. But we will be talking about how we will decide which 16 will be continued, and for the other 8, I will simply say that I've had conversations with the NCCFT about the other 8, and I look forward to future conversations on that topic. The budget also includes $350,000 in administrative reductions, many other than personnel costs, and some very creative and diligent efforts on the part of many to deal with our bond payment. We are putting the first bond payment off for the first year, which means that we will have no bond payment this year, 1 the following year, 1 the following year, and 2 the year after that. I've heard the phrase kicking the can down the road, but I think that what we are buying is time. We are buying time to get our financial house in order, hopefully be able to, if not afford those payments, then at least have a conversation about whether or not there's another payment schedule that might be considered by the county. And again, history, as you remember, originally we thought this would be a 10-year bond. It was reduced to 2, we got it up to 4. There's other numbers between 4 and 10, and hopefully there'll be a conversation about those. Finally, I would like to thank the board. The Middle States report identified several tasks that were ahead of us immediately, and last month I distributed to the board a self-evaluation, which was a recommendation from the Middle States, and tonight I collected all 10. And I guess the teacher in me, you saw me walk around with that checklist. The teacher in me is very proud to be able to say that I got all 10 of them, and that it's a next step in dealing with some of the issues that confront the college and specifically the board. Thank you.
Trustee Weiss, you had
Yeah, just a quick thank you to the NCCFT for sponsoring the annual Spring Student Showcase, to the faculty who helped the students and the students who were there. And as well, we had 6 county legislators there with whom I had lunch, so I took advantage of encouraging them to find more funds for us. But for those of you that cannot make it, it really is a very rewarding experience to watch the students outside of the academic environment really showcase their talent and skills. So I thank the NCCFT for putting that together.
All right, I am going to turn the mic over to the Secretary of the Board for an announcement.
Thank you, Dr. Gordon. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I would like to report that we have selected a candidate for president of NCC, and we will be forwarding the name of that candidate to SUNY for approval. The process, though, remains confidential until such time as the SUNY Board has acted.
Okay, with that, we're going to proceed to the speakers list. I'm going to start with Frank Frazenda from the NCCFT.
I'm going to depart from my usual comments. And I want to thank my colleagues who came here tonight. I want to sincere thank you to Dr. Dolan, sincere thank you to Ina Resnick for allowing us to begin the dialogue to save these temporary lines, and I really do appreciate it. I want to thank the board for supporting this budget. I want to congratulate the board on the selection of the president. Folks, I have to speak to the entire room on this. I have to say that the NCCFT has begun a new dialogue with the administration and with the Board of Trustees. And I'm hoping that we can just put away some of our differences, all right, soothe some of the wounds that we have, and I really hope that the dialogues that we're having and what is taking place is really a new era that we can work together and get things done. So I just want to say thank you for everything. Thank you for
Joe Burnett. Jason Gorman.
I'd like to give my minutes to Zolda Maxim, Chair of the Art Department.
What we're going to do tonight, though, Jason, we have a long speakers list. The speaker who is signed up, we're not trading off minutes. So if you wish to speak, you must use your time.
I'll pass.
Thank you. Evelyn DeLudy.
Good evening. I'd first like to say that I think I speak for us all in saying how delighted we are that you've chosen a president, and thank you. In the spirit of dialogue that Frank mentioned, I want to mention again the opportunity you gave me to speak to the Academic Affairs Committee last month regarding the degree revision. And I was able to share information with you that was relevant to your decision. And I hope we have begun a discussion that we'll be able to continue into the future, where the constituencies of the college will be able to share information with you, the members of the board, before you make your decisions. We look forward, the Senate Executive Committee, the Senate, all of us, we look forward to working with the next president to secure Middle States accreditation and to secure our future here at NCC. Thank you.
I've gone over prepared remarks. I just have a question. A permanent president?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
David?
I'm passing.
Okay, thank you. Chris?
I don't have a lot to add, and I didn't prepare any remarks, so let me just say, first of all, thank you, Trustee Jackson, Trustee Drucker, everybody who's on the search committee. This sounds like very good news. You guys look happy. We're happy, so that's great. Thank you. Thank you to Ina and members of the board and whoever else was involved in putting the budget together. That's huge that you were able to save as many lines as possible. We greatly appreciate that. Thank you. I would be remiss if I didn't say to all of you, please send Tony our wishes to get well. I hope he's okay. Congratulations, Craig. That's good work. I think that's it. Thank you.
Congratulations to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Professor Murillo.
Thank you. You know, like, it feels a little lighter in here tonight, and that's largely because of the work of everybody that's here.
I thought it was a lack of oxygen.
We really, I feel like we're turning a corner, and so just thank you to everybody that made that happen.
Zolda Maxim.
Good evening. My name is Isolde Maxim. I'm the chair of Art Department. And first of all, I do want to thank you all for this good news that we heard today. I still would like to highlight a couple of things. Why the 2 temp lines that we got in Art Department are extremely important to the Art Department. First of all, I just want to say a few things about myself. As you probably already figured out, my accent, I'm not I was not born in here. I came to United States, and Nassau Community College was my first place where I got educated, and Nassau Community College stays dear for me in my heart. So in 1996, I graduated from Nassau Community College, and I remember all the good remarks that full-time faculty made on me. I came back in 2002 as a full-time faculty, and this year I was elected as a chairperson. Our department is it's very diverse department. We host about 6 different sub-areas, which each area is very unique. We host 3D ceramic sculpture, art history, 2D, drawing, painting, printmaking, photography, computer graphics, and we also have an art gallery. We do offer classes to more than 1,000 students that are art majors and non-art majors. We do run about 120 sections each semester. Our department faculty is very hard-working faculty. I know there's a new student center that's opening up. We are very willing. Very willing to work and decorate and make things pretty and make Nassau Community College look appealing to new students. I'm not sure, I have very limited time, I understand. I just want to say this. What is the difference between family and orphanage? Family is always there to come and cherish you. Orphanage is a place where you are there temporary and you want to get out of there. And if with the full-time lines, we are building family. With adjuncts, it's all great, but we are just orphanage. And if this is, our idea in this college is to build the strong future and to have the retention, and only in the family you can have a retention and have students that will come here, stay here, continue, and only full-time faculty can lead students from the beginning to the end. And again, the 2 lines that I am pleading for, it's the TA line, Christina Lawrence, General Art. She's the only TA for General Art in that area, and for Liz Adsberger, Painting and Drawing. Do I still have a few minutes? No? Okay.
3 minutes, you got 3 minutes.
I still...
A little more.
A little more, great, all right. Just so you understand the scope of each of these 2 temp lines job. Christina Lawrence, she covers 5 different rooms, that host 2D, drawing, painting, printmaking, art history. It affects about 35 sections. It affects about 735 students. In art history, there's 16 sections, about 544 students affected. Without her supervision, the rooms cannot function properly. There might be issues that could be a safe hazard if the things are not put together properly. Liz Adsberger in painting, as it is, that line is understaffed. And keep in mind, our department is divided in those sections I mentioned to you earlier. Not everybody can teach the same course. So Liz Adsberger is a second, there's only 2 people in the painting drawing area.
Well done.
I'm over.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Elizabeth Adsberger.
Thank you. I'm Liz Adsberger. Zolda, thank you for the introduction. I came to Nassau Community College in January on one of the temporary lines, enthusiastically bringing my over 10 years of experience as an artist, educator, and curator to the art department as an instructor of painting, drawing, and 2D design. I'm one of only 2 full-time faculty in the 2D area, teaching drawing, painting, and 2D design both to art majors and non-majors. These are some of the most important courses in art degrees, as they are requirements for roughly 500 students in 4 degree and certificate programs. They're also extremely popular electives for non-major students. These courses are considered foundations. They are indispensable building blocks upon which a comprehensive art education can be built. In addition to artistic skills, students in these courses learn the fundamentals of visual communication, perceptual and observational focus, in combination with independent critical thinking skills that are vital to a well-rounded education, no matter the field of study that a student has ultimately chosen. This full-time line is very important to the art department. If we were to lose it, then 97% of the classes in the area would be taught by adjuncts. This is not only a problem in terms of the Middle State Standards recommendation that an area has at least 2 full-time faculty members to ensure continuity, but it has a direct effect on retention. Being full-time faculty member means that I can be a consistent presence in the classroom, on campus, in both official and non-official capacities. Many of the students that we serve are still learning fundamental life and study skills, while others are facing life challenges that can seem insurmountable obstacles to attaining an education. I have had students this semester inform me that the consistency of taking more than one of my classes at a time, as well as the out-of-class mentorship that I was able to provide, that made the difference between their initial intention to take 1 or 2 classes and the decision to go and become a full-time art student. Being present, engaged, and available to students on an extended basis is the best way to ensure they are properly mentored and supported as they navigate the challenges of classes, work-life balance, and goal setting and post-graduation planning. Student advising, coordination of the art club, facilitating the well-attended art forum events, curriculum development, outreach and retention, and departmental governance are all absolutely necessary functions of full-time faculty member that I've already undertaken in my short time here. Even so, I know I have only scratched the surface of the ways that I can be able to serve Nassau County Community College, the art department, and its students. Thank you very much.
Kathy Fagan. Christine Lawrence.
Hello. Thank you for giving us time to speak. My name is Christine Lawrence. I'm currently on a temporary line. I was chosen after time and resources were put into a search by the art department for a technical assistant for general art. I started this January. I worked hard to create as smooth a transition as possible, replacing a 16-year veteran. I come before you today in distress. I can clearly see the art department will be in crisis if this line is not continued. Foremost on my list of concern is the well-being and safety of our students. I monitor fire code and OSHA compliance. I repair and remove or notify physical plant, dangerous equipment and furniture, which may cause potential hazard to our students. I supervise chemical and flammable material storage, taking necessary action to maintain a safe space for our students' welfare. Technical assistance is needed in the art department to ensure class time is not wasted on equipment. I check equipment on a regular basis to maintain its reliability. I oversee 4 art studios for 2D design, drawing, painting, and printmaking. The area offers about 35 sections a semester, affecting about 735 students, and any lab hours requirements that are expected of them. I manage our art history auditorium and visual resource library. The art history area offers about 16 sections per semester, affecting about 544 students. Losing this line will cause disruption to all our degrees, as many of these classes are required. I am the area budget coordinator and art department budget coordinator. I am responsible for ordering, record keeping, paper requisitions, and entering our yearly budget in Pegasus. I am the contact for over 30 faculty and adjuncts who require assistance and training on studio procedure and equipment use. I oversee our student displays for the art department, rotating bi-weekly exhibitions, offering live advertisement for about 31 sections a semester, which aids in retention. Students tell their family members, friends, or post their pictures of the displays. This keeps our department with life, showing students that something is happening. They are worth the time, coordination, and attention to detail it takes to showcase what they are doing here. When I change that display, they get excited. It inspires questions like, how can I take that class? I direct them to our art office or suggest they meet with their advisor. Our curriculum is directly related to the space it is taught in, and there is no substitution for these studios remaining maintained. I have faith that you will find a way to continue to support our art department and its reputation. As stewards of our college, I call on you to be the advocates we need for art education and trust you will do the right thing for our students, for they're the only reason we are all here. Thank you so much. This place is, I take care of all of this as if it's my home, and my heart is right here. It's a wonderful place. It really is.
We're working on it.
I know you are, and I thank you
We really are.
so much for the work that you did. That's an amazing number that you all came up with. That's not easy stuff. The budget is not easy. Thank you so much.
Suzanne Kajnik. Darlene Braunschweiger. Who was it?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, faculty. It's so weird. It's strange. It's like I'm on The Voice, which is strange that way. I don't want to speak very long. I just want to thank you for all your work that you've done. Obviously, I am here. I'm the chair of the Department of Economics and Finance. Full-time faculty lines are important to all of us. I think we're all here just to express our thank you for reinstating some of them in the budget. You know they're important. We know they're important. Thank you.
Tracy Ayala.
I pass.
Carolyn Monastra.
Well, I do want to thank everyone here tonight. It's hot in here, but we're all here together, so hopefully we can bear with each other's sins. My name is Carolyn Monastra, and I've been a full-time professor of photography in the art department since 2005. I don't remember if any of you have been on the Board of Trustees that long, but I'm one of the advisors to the Photography Club, and we used to always give our calendars to the trustees, so I knew they knew the club back then. I'm here to speak to you about the value of our department and the urgent need to retain two of our temporary lines, held by Christine Lawrence and Liz Atzberger. They were brought in to replace 4 of our faculty that retired last year. We're a very small department, so losing 4 was already a big blow. Since community colleges are commuter-based campuses, the extracurricular activities we can and should provide to our students are invaluable. With over 100 clubs, 3 of which are hosted by the art department, students can expand their knowledge, skills, and social circles outside the 4 walls of the classroom. In the art department, the photography club, of which I'm advisor, the art club, and the computer graphics club have weekly meetings during which the full-time faculty advisors help students organize film screenings, invite in professional artists and local businesses to speak about their presentations and things they can do with the students, and we help them plan events such as exhibits and fundraisers. Several times this semester we take students on field trips to museums and galleries here on Long Island, New York City, and also as far away as Philadelphia. We have also taken students to conferences in LA, New Orleans, Baltimore, Chicago, and even Las Vegas. For some of these students, it is the first time they have even been on an airplane, let alone traveled outside the tri-state area. Through our fundraisers, we have helped the students learn how to plan and execute a large-scale community event, and this has also taught them the value of giving back to the community. We raise money for scholarships as well as the Nest here on campus. The Art Forum series, which is held during club hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays, includes at least 36 presentations a year by artists covering topics ranging from attending artist residencies, owning a gallery, that one was done by our own Liz Atzberger, photographing in Ethiopia, creating 3D animation, working at MTV, doing environmental art, applying for grants, careers in arts, etc., etc. This series has also provided a platform for former students to come back and talk about their own experiences and progress as an artist after leaving NCC. The club activities and the Art Forum series are wildly popular amongst the students, often recruiting non-majors to actually come and become art majors. And they provide valuable supplemental information on the artistic process and professions, and it connects our students to the larger art world. So the reason I'm highlighting these is because without our TA, Christine Lawrence, and Professor Liz Atzberger, we would not be able to run these programs. Not only do they help these programs run fluidly, Liz is the current art club advisor, and Christine helps with the Art Forum series, But without their presence in the department, the few of us that are left will be called on to be on more committees, take on other required responsibilities, thus pulling us away from these extracurricular activities that are so vital to our students and so beloved by our students. In order to continue to offer a high-quality education and maintain our highly admired art department, we need these two talented women as part of our larger community. Thank you.
Nathan Westerbauer.
Good evening. Thank you for letting me speak, and thanks for the good news. It's really great to hear. My name is Nathan Wasserbauer. I'm a full-time faculty member of the art department. I began at NCC, and I was really excited to be part of a rich and diverse program already well established. I like to say, in a good way, it was like that when I got here. And while I was sad to see several full-time faculty members of our department retire last year, I was relieved that through a lengthy search process conducted by our PMB and Dean, energetic new faces appeared in our department in the form of Liz Atzberger, our painting professor, and Christine Lawrence, our TA in general art. As area coordinator of drawing and painting, it has been a great privilege to build the program with this amazing new team. Conversely, I've been terribly distressed to learn that these temp lines might be discontinued, leaving so many of our initiatives unrealized. Through the consistency of full-time faculty, students enjoy the benefits of a mentoring relationship, and facilities are kept in a safe state of order conducive to productive learning. While we appreciate the hard work of our adjunct faculty, their time with students is limited. A student looking for a particular course during registration can see well in advance the schedule of a full-time instructor and thus plan accordingly. Even the seemingly simple tasks of advisement come from full-time faculty keeping office hours. The involvement of full-time instructors cannot be overestimated, and this is a catalyst of indispensable student services. Art Club and the Art Forum Speaker Series, through the efforts of full-time faculty, provide students with direct access to the New York art world. We need full-time faculty to maintain these services. Our new painting professor, Liz Atzberger, is an exhibiting artist living in Brooklyn, where she has also run her own gallery. NYC is the capital of the art world, and having art professionals of this caliber working with our students and connecting them with the resources the city offers puts our college in a league above the rest. It only makes sense to take full advantage of Liz's active role in her profession and put that experience toward the benefit of our students, many of whom come from minority communities with no access to these resources without the NCC Art Department. Middle States requires at least 2 full-time teaching faculty members in an area. Moreover, with the recent Middle States report regarding assessment, we now more than ever need full-time faculty to meet the standards required of us. With the help of the International Education Committee and the Art Department, we've developed our first international art program in Italy. I'll be taking 9 students to Rome and Tuscany next week for 14 days. I look forward to building this course with Liz Atzberger, who also has experience working as an artist in Italy. None of our efforts could be realized without TA Christine Lawrence. Through her tireless efforts, no less than 5 classrooms are maintained without the help of part-time TAs. With 735 students in multiple sections turning over in rapid succession during any given week, it is imperative that facilities are maintained. When easels break, Christine repairs them. When new supplies are needed, Christine orders them. When technology crashes, Christine is there to reboot the system. She keeps the studios clean and safe and allows us to teach uninhibited, worrying about breakdowns. Delegating these tasks to part-time TAs and instructors will weaken our area and hurt student retention. At this crucial point in our college history, we can and should do more than maintain the excellent work that was laid out before us. We can build upon our excellent foundations to create something truly magnificent. Under our stewardship, let it not be said that we left our students or our co-workers behind. Please maintain these lines, and I promise you, we as a team will deliver to this community a cultural legacy that will make you proud and leave the department stronger than ever for the next generation. Thanks so much.
Michael Reitinger?
I pass, thanks.
Okay. Florence Budakian?
She's not here. She's not here.
Okay. Dawn Adrian?
Can I yield my time to Dawn?
No. If you are able to speak, you can come up and speak.
Hi. Greetings, Chair Garden, Board of Trustees.
My name is Dr. Dawn Adrian, and I am one of the new full-time instructors. And I have a 15-minute speech that I'm editing and expurgating as I speak. Okay, so I would like to share with you today what I think of as the ultimate Nassau Community College student success story. Standing before you is the embodiment of a person whose life was transformed by this institution. Before I was a professor, before obtaining a PhD, MFA, BA, before becoming a published author and produced playwright, I was a Nassau Community College student. But before that, I was a high school dropout. When I was a teenager at West Hempstead High School, my life was incredibly problematic. At the end of my senior year, I left home fleeing domestic violence. During my entire tenure at high school and before, teachers and school officials ignored and neglected me. Worse, I felt like I was in prison. I never went to class. Certainly, there was no expectation for me to continue on to college, let alone an academic career. But I was smart, and I knew that I needed a college degree to get ahead, and I had to pay for it myself. And Nassau Community College was my only opportunity. This school gave me the means to simultaneously finish my high school diploma and enroll in an AA degree program. Thanks to Nassau, I went from being a high school dropout to a college sophomore with honors in the span of a single year. Can I possibly describe what it was like being here as a 19-year-old girl, working 3 jobs to support myself, living on my own? At work, I felt stifled and intellectually constrained, but here at Nassau Community College, my mind expanded exponentially. From the moment I stepped into my first English 101 class, I was transformed. And by the end, I knew I wanted to be an English professor. So in Nassau, I took class after class in English, and I'm skipping over a lot of the speech, but I want to mention a couple of classes. My creative writing class with Professor Bob Carmen set me on the path to become a produced playwright and performer. Thanks to him, I've taught drama and poetry and performance art across the country and world. My other professor, Bernice Kleiman, saw my potential as an educator. Bernice had acquired a grant from the National Endowment for the Humanities, and she was running active learning workshops for faculty and invited me as a 19-year-old student to participate in them. As a result of that NEH grant, a grant she could only apply for as a tenured faculty member, my life and the lives of thousands of other students have been transformed. I was transformed by these teachers because we knew each other. Semester after semester, I could enter into their offices, I could chat, we could talk about literature. My professors cared about me and my future and my career path. But unfortunately, I don't remember all of my professors' names. I do not remember the names of the adjuncts who taught me. And one was fantastic, British Lit professor. I wish I could find him. But they didn't have office hours, they didn't have an office, they didn't have time to talk with me. And as a result, those connections had been severed. So, as I skip further on the speech, I hope, let's see, I would like to talk about how the full-time faculty are important. You need faculty stability for this institution to move forward, to regain its excellent accreditation rating from Middle States. We can be a resource for you. In fact, I've worked on the Institutional Assessment Committee for Middle States at a prior institution. When we were here, we helped this institution to grow. This semester alone, I've been working very intensely with our developmental and freshman composition program. I've been coordinating with the creative writing program and the theater department over here to help create a learning community for our students. I've met with Vice President Muscarella and our chair, the coordinator of the creative writing committee, Sabrina Davis, to create a performance space and to gain perhaps the old Mitchell Field movie theater. And I'm taking the lead in writing a proposal and searching for funding to turn that into a performance space for our learning community. So we're here to offer you a lot. We can't do this if we're not full-time. It's just impossible. So I ask you, and thank you so deeply for saving 16 of us, hopefully, fingers crossed, but I ask you as you look forward into the coming months and years to make hiring full-time faculty a priority, because it helps you, it helps us, it helps the students. It's a win-win-win. And I think that's enough. Okay, so thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Robert Totter. Just for those of you who want to know in the audience, we haven't reached the halfway point yet. Wayne Ramsey.
Hi, I'm Wayne Ramsey from the Physical Sciences Department. I'm not in the Art Department, sorry. Congratulations for what you did tonight to help our school move forward, getting a permanent president, and I know being a trustee is not an easy job. I mean, I was a
Well paid, though.
Yeah, very well paid. I was a trustee, but it was for my father's estate, but I still understand. I still understand that the fiduciary responsibility is number one, and that's what you have to look at. And all these other stories are just stories if you can't make the money come together and make everything work in a financial way. So, but you've heard the stories of people's lives here. These aren't lines, these are faculty lives. It's not just the effect it's going to have on them. It could do an amazing job of getting 16 people back. But those other 8 people have to come back too, okay? Because it's not just the lives of theirs, but it's the lives of the people that they will affect over the years that they're here at Nassau Community College. I have a couple suggestions about the budget. I'm not an expert about budget. I probably don't understand half of it. But I do think that going into the future, just as a suggestion, some of the things you might think about is, first of all, the county's contribution is really criminal, okay? They're supposed to be putting in 1/3. And Dr. Gordon, you're an MD, right?
Yes, sir.
Looks like somebody flatlined over there, right, for 8 years? Okay? To have no increase for 8 years is not acceptable. How do you fix that? Well, if you have 65 administrators, okay, you've got to have somebody who's proficient enough to be a lobbyist on the county level. I mean, that's what their job is, okay? They lobby.
Wayne, can I interfere? I'm
Sure.
just going to interfere for 1 second and interrupt, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The NCCFT, the AFA, you guys are about 3,000, 4,000 people. A lot of you are residents of Nassau County, if not the vast majority. You all have legislators. You all have a voice. You all can write. You're all intelligent. You're all very eloquent. You tell us a lot of things. Write to your legislators. Speak with one voice. We try to do the speaking also. Trust me, that has been on our forefront. And we absolutely 100% agree with you. But my charge to you is, look amongst yourselves. The organized union, you're all individual voices. Talk to your legislators.
I hear you, and I think that that's an excellent suggestion. And what I would suggest also is that if you realize that what you're asking is exactly what you should be asking, is that we join in with you in order to make everything work. And that it's not just you and us, but it's combined effort.
It's a we.
It's a we, that's exactly right. So
And we are in this together.
Exactly.
Who was it? Patrick Henry said either we all hang together or well, surely we will hang separately.
Yes.
Franklin?
So, okay.
One of the
So,
patriots. Oh, he's give me liberty, give me death.
So I'm glad you've acknowledged the expertise.
We'll go
that the
with
people in this room have.
Okay? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
The idea was there. Bob Lazaroff.
Pass.
Elizabeth Wheeler.
Pass.
Phyllis Curlin.
It's an era of good feelings tonight, and in that spirit, I have an invitation for you. For years, you have heard us scream. Now, we invite you to hear us sing. 1 week from tonight, at the annual NCCFT Faculty Cabaret. Many of us in the audience will be performing. Frank Frizenda, for instance, will be singing. Lynn Mazzola She left. She will be acting. Chris Merlo. And Chris, you know, when he gets up here, he speaks with such heavy gravitas. Wait till you hear him play the bass. And Tom Bruckner, you've heard his monologues, but next week it'll be funny. So we invite you to come. A week from tonight, the NCCFT cocktail hour begins in the CCB at 5. Dinner at 6, free dinner, delicious food. Showtime at 7:30. If you want to come, tell Ann Brandy to call me, and I can promise you I'll get you a good seat.
So this, just for the record, I've heard some of you guys sing. I really prefer the screaming. Joe Polaro. Okay. Christine Toulant? Touillon. Oui.
Hi, good evening. So I'm Christine Touillon. I'm a member of the biology department. I've been working at Nassau full-time for 26 years. And I'm also happy to see Miss Green in the Board of Trustees because I know her from when my kid went to school. But I also am the Political Action Committee Chair, and by the way, it would be nice to have more members in the Political Action Committee. So we do legislative contact, and we organize the NCCFT luncheon that you attended. We go lobby in Albany. I had one of the Albany legislators came and visited the greenhouse a few days, I think it was last week. I'm also the chair of the International Study Committee, and I'm also the chair of the NCCFT Benefit Committee. I'm secretary of several committees. I'm a member of many committees. I'm an advisor of the Outing Club. So the reason why I mention this is because I'm a full-time faculty member. So what I do is not just teach my 15 hours. I do way more than, because I'm involved into the campus community. I've been here for 26 years, and I feel, as the chair of the art department said, that NCC is my family. And you can only build a family when you have full-time faculty members. So I'm very happy that 16 faculty will stay here, but there are 8 faculty who will be let go. And to tell you the truth, this is not even enough, because we lost so many faculty that we should be replacing more than the 16 or 24 that will be replaced. So there is a saying, I was talking with Rudy earlier, and I couldn't remember the exact saying, but it says that it's penny wise and pound foolish, meaning that not spending, I know it's a bad financial situation, but not spending the money now is pound foolish for the future of this institution. The reason is, I was also on the P&T committee the past 2 years, and there is, in the past 2 years, we tenured 5 people, meaning that there will be, only 5 people that's in that cohort of the past 2 years. There will be maybe 16 people who will be tenured 5 years from now if, you hire those 16 people, but that's not going to replace the future of the institution. Over 60% of the faculty is over 50 years old, and a fair amount of the faculty is over 60 years old, which means that a lot of us are going to retire. And when we retire, there will be like a gap in full-time faculty, because there will be nobody to train the new faculty 10 years from now who will be hired, hopefully, because there will have been nobody hired now or last year, or, So I think that you should really reconsider and rehire the 24 faculty and maybe even increase the new hiring. Thank you.
Karen Seminoff.
She's fine.
Dennis Stramiello. Lynn Mazzola.
I just want to thank the board for picking a permanent president. It has been a long, long, long road. I especially want to thank Wanda Drucker and Wanda Jackson. You've done a great job. And I thank you that I don't have to do this again. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mary Ladin? Stefan? I'm going to have to just keep it to, just to keep it in line. Cheryl McBride?
She's gone.
Donna Hope?
Pass.
Shadley Hobart? Kimberly Reiser?
Sorry, Kelly.
Lynn Rosie, I'm sorry. I mean,
She's gone. Okay.
Okay.
I just want to make sure, I
I
thought
thought
there
I-
was somebody, and I didn't.
I thought I had-
let Dr. Gordon know, so I
Okay.
apologize to you.
I'm sorry,
No
go ahead,
problem.
Kimberly.
I just wanted to thank you for your extraordinary efforts tonight. It really does feel different in this room, and I particularly want to thank the chairs of the search committee. I know it has not been easy. This has been a very protracted process, so it's just extraordinary news. Also, thank you to Dr. Dolan and to Ms. Resnick, working with Frank Fresenda, NCCFT president, to recover those 16 lines. And it is our hope, of course, that the 8 remaining people, that you will be able to creatively find monies to renew their contracts as well. We did a petition. I hope you've seen it. We have over 400 signatures asking that our temporary faculty be retained. So thank you so much for a historic evening, I think, for us all.
I'm Chris Schwartman. I'm full-time faculty in the Department of English, and I've been here also for 26 years. And I want to first, again, congratulate you all for picking a president finally. That is wonderful news. And I also want to congratulate you for making a real effort to work with the NCCFT to try to restore the 16 lines. However, it's imperative that we restore the remaining 8 lines as well, as also the imperative of increasing those amounts, as Christine was saying, to fill the gap that will come up if we don't. I just want to speak briefly to the importance of having full-time lines, why that is so important. Certainly I know in my own experience of teaching in these 26 years, full-time faculty are able to really put the time into working with students to help retain that. Adjuncts certainly care too, but you know they're hobbled by the circumstances where not having the office hours or having to run to 3 other colleges to try to cobble together enough jobs, and they can't provide that kind of time and consistency, as we were saying. I can't tell you how many times I've worked with students. I teach a lot of developmental students who are at a high risk for dropping out. You know, their lives are complicated. They don't have confidence. For example, I can't tell you how many times when I've taught the research paper, I found out that like half the students would fail, even though I did my best to teach them. So I started having like conferences, 30-minute conferences, you know, like with like 60 students. I mean, it takes hours and hours and hours. And all of a sudden, those students who would have dropped out and failed, they're passing and they're gaining confidence. And it really makes a difference with retention when we have full-time faculty who can put that kind of care and concern into students. I can't tell you how many times students come back semester after semester to check in with me, to tell me how they're doing, to chat, to talk about their future. This motivates students, it really helps them. I had a student drop in today who was on the verge of dropping out of my class. I sat him down, we spent time, I got to know him. He was having anxiety issues. I made some recommendations, mentored him. He announced me today he's gone and found a therapist in his community, and he's going to start getting help so that he can stay in college and continue. And it's hard for adjuncts to give that kind of personal connection and time. And it makes such a difference in so many of our students' lives. So there's two faculty on TEP lines who aren't being restored in my department, English. Matt Basilico, who has made a huge difference in the Writing Center. We've been able to have many hours of evening tutoring in the library for our evening students.
Chris, you got to wind it down.
Pardon? Okay.
We're out of time.
Okay. And so by cutting his position, we're going to basically have to close down the Writing Center in the evening without that position. And as you heard from Dawn, she's been such an energetic asset to our department who spoke tonight, Dawn Adrian. So I certainly hope you will continue to work to restore those lines, because it will really help with retention. And you know, we're already starting to hemorrhage students. I had a student tell me, I have students telling me, high schools are telling them, don't come to Nassau.
Carmine DeSanto? Stu Kaplan?
Pass.
Tom Bruckner?
Pass.
Dawn Smith?
Pass.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the speakers list. Just as an announcement, before anything else, I'd like to thank, with very, very sincere thanks, trustees Drucker and Jackson as leaders of the Presidential Search Committee, trustees Powers and Borzemel also from the board, serving on the Presidential Search Committee, and every other member from the faculty and outside who has been through this long and arduous process and has been able to bring this to fruition. We look forward to, together, try to move forward and heal this college and get these issues that we have been presented with taken care of. And I know that collectively, there is nothing that we cannot accomplish together. And that is the spirit from which we need to move forward going on. So, with that being said, I'd like to just announce that the next Finance and Capital meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, June 14th at 5 p.m., followed by the full board meeting. The board will open the public session between 6:15 and 6:30 and resume public session at approximately 7:30 p.m. I request a motion to adjourn the meeting. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Trustee Rice, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned at 11:00.